I have put so many videos out here in reference to my grandson's disappearance and murder. And I keep pushing on. Because I think this is all a part of it. I don't think there's any perfect way to handle and deal with a situation when your child or grandchild, family member has been murdered or is missing. I think we go with our emotions and we try to feel our way through the darkness to find some light at the end of that tunnel. That's what I've been doing. But as I say, excuse me, advocating and being a part of a cause, even though I've never been a leader of any kind of those type of establishments, but I've always contributed, participated. But the shirt that I have on, I bought this shirt and I went to those rallies to voice my opinion about some of the loved ones, especially Trayvon Martin, when it came to this area. I'm always standing up for a just cause. I'm a Christian. I try to be the best Christian I can be. And I try to stand up for causes that's dealing with people's lives that has been abruptly taken or something tragic has happened. It breaks my heart to see that. As I say, I'm even an advocate for animals, because I don't like what's being done to the animals. But the humans, of course, are more important than the animals. So, if I'm going to advocate for that, excuse me, I got this cold and I can't shake it. If I'm going to advocate for the animals, I'm going to advocate for even more for the people that's unjustly something has been done to them. I took the same initiative when I've been compelled to do this for my grandson because of what happened in his case, and we still don't have closure. What happened to him in his case, this was the most devastating thing that I've ever had to encounter, and it's been very, very painful. As you can see, I'm getting stronger now. I'm not as crying as much. I'm not falling apart as much. I'm taking that energy, that pain, and I'm trying to exert it to standing up and fighting and rallies and support. And when I see that a lot of people are we got all these different things going on with different mothers and different people standing up. And I hope all of you all that is standing up, that's doing your vigils and your rallies and other events that you are having, will also all of you come and join me in front of the Department of Justice on January the 15th, being that God allows it to be it's going to be cool or cold, but it's not be a real bad winter day, that we can do this. Now, as I said yesterday, I am communicating with the person at Department of Justice, who informed me that they will come out, and if we be there, they will come out and give us support and listen to us and also address us. So I'm pushing it. I'm getting the right kind of attention that I'm trying to get. Now, I'm trying to also get in touch with the Congress people and so forth and so on. I'm trying to do everything I can because, as I said, this needs to be elevated. Why? Because the certain rules and regulations that they apply to our cases was not applied to my grandson's case. I know for sure. They did not do what they should have done with his case from the beginning. The regulations and everything didn't apply to him when they should have. And the plenty of fish that he met this girl on. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed, not just people talking about and trying to give people safety tips, but for them to monitor these sites so that this stuff, criminal activities and setting people up and so forth and so on those sites would be monitored. At least if things would be put in place, something happens. Not that I'm saying it would prevent criminals from still using it, but if they are aware of the monitoring that is placed on it, that they may be a little leery about using it. You know, if you put warnings and things out there, you know, like certain things, like, you know, when I was working for the federal government, and you go on their site, a big thing comes up and say, warning, you are in the federal government, blah, 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 blah. If you blah, 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 you will be, blah, blah. There is penalties out, da, 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 you know, for you to try to use this site for any, da, 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 da. You know, these are the type of things they put in certain things that you try to go on the internet as far as the federal government. You can't just go on their site and stuff and just do certain things, because a warning will pop up. Bam. Warnings like that on these sites. Bam. If you use this site for criminal activity, blah, 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 however, you are monitored and found out, you would be fined, blah, 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 for this or that and the other, and so forth and so on. You go into the site at your own risk or something of that. You know, I think y'all kind of get what I'm saying. You know, because if they don't do this, then more people, children or family members may, you know, get in a bad situation out there, as my grandson did, that caused him his life. Because he went in the blind. He thought these people was cool, or whoever he was going to meet. And when he went to meet them, we know that something very bad he was confronted with that cost him his life. And that's why I'm pushing it the way I am. You know, as far as Marty getting justice from the Metropolitan detectives or whatever, I'm pushing for that. But so many others, as I'm seeing, are still fighting for their kids, and they haven't got justice yet. They haven't got closure either. And some of them have been out here for a long time, going different places and talking to people and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and they still don't have answers. So, you know, that kind of just shows me I can't get my hopes up but so high when it comes time to the day that I get justice for my grandson's murder. I don't know when that day come. I look at Mr. Butler, I think that was his name, with his sister. It took him a century, 10 years to get justice. And the perp was right there in their face, He kept pushing it and telling them that, you know, this, who he suspected, what he thought. And he was right about everything he thought, but they took their time, you know, to pull that thing together. It took the perp himself to get caught on another charge, and then begin to talk about what he had done to his sister, you know. So that just goes show you how the system works with the criminals that get away with, get by with a lot of the things out here. So, you know, of course I want justice for my grandson. I want his killers off the street. I want, you know, him to get justice for his life being taken. He was too young, and he never had a chance to really grow in his manhood. I miss him, and I hurt tremendously. I'm getting stronger with the pain now, but every day, you know, that is on my mind and on my heart. So why I'm pushing this, and this is what I'm saying, but I may not ever get the justice that I want from society. Excuse me. But God has revealed to me that these people will be held accountable with him. I believe in Christ, and I say that because I've had experiences, and I see a lot of people out here, you know, denouncing Christ, and they have different beliefs, and that's okay. I don't have no opinion on people's belief. You believe what you want to believe, and I believe what I want to believe. I serve who I want to serve. That's the world. I have freedom of choice, you know, and I serve Christ because through my life, and I have been through a lot of turmoil. I am trying to write a book. I've been trying to write this book. I don't know how I need help with it, but I have been through a lot in my life. And this is one of the most tragic experiences, but I've had many tragic experiences. And if it wasn't for Christ, I wouldn't be here to tell you about it. So I know I have my own spiritual experiences, and that's why I stand with him the way I do. That's why I'm as strong as I am today, to be able to stand out here and rally and everything else, and to help others as well as myself to stand up for unjust stuff that has injustice and from the judiciary system that we have experienced with the police and the detectives in the system to that we didn't get justice, or we're not getting justice for our children. And I try to pull us together because I know the more united we stand, the more powerful we are. And so, and that's why I'm pushing this, so that we can all come together and we stand as mothers, grandmothers, family members, everybody that's in this pain. Demonstrate your pain and your frustration out there in front of the Department of Justice on January the 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday. He stood for justice, and we're standing for justice on his birthday, a very special day to do this. And so that's why I'm pushing. But as far as, let me say this, I am not elaborate, fancy, whatever person, all of that. I am just a grandmother, one child's grandmother that I love with all my heart, that was so tragically taken from me in my life and my family. And the way it happened, his story needs to be told. And I am just a little person just crying out to a giant for justice, but not just for my grandson, for all children that have not received justice, that's been murdered, that's missing, the missing people that are looking for their children. And we're still looking for Marty in some aspect. And we're waiting for something now. I'm not going to talk about that. But the thing is, we deserve justice. We all deserve justice. And I think if we unite and stand for justice for our children, we will have a loud, strong voice. They will hear us. So I just hope that, I'm trying to, I do a podcast thing this evening, my first one. I don't know how well I'm doing that. I'm not used to that. But I'll do everything I can, mostly to try to advocate our rally, to try to get people behind us. And maybe some people may have to travel. And I pray that, you have the funds. I can't offer funds, hotel accommodations or anything. I wish I could, and tell you to come from all over, to come from Atlanta. Miss Fenta, I'm trying to get a message to her. Maybe she'll come and bring some people with her. She's airing something in Atlanta today for someone's son that was shot 76 times, which is just horrific. People need to come from all over to stand with us on that day to try to advocate and promote justice for our missing, murdered Black children all over, not just in the metropolitan area, but then talk about how the laws have failed them as well. So, because I don't think it's just a one city thing. I think it's all over. I think we're all having some experiences with that. Some of the states have better laws in place, and they do involve the FBI in their missing cases. And a lot of those cases get resolved quickly. Because the FBI have resources that the department, or detectives department in the District of Columbia, Maryland, PG, or whatever, don't have access to. I mean, that's what they told me. So, so we need them to be able to have access to certain things. So if it's too much for them to bring in the FBI, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to talk to you all too long. I'm going to do this podcast radio thing this evening. And if I can, I'll post it. Hopefully I do okay. I'm not trying to be a movie star or anything. I'm just trying to tell the story. And I'm just trying to rally and get us to come together and stand together and unite for this cause. Cause for justice for our children. No answers, no peace. Stand with me. So I will continue on this struggle. I will continue to fight with the concierge and all the others that is going to become a part of this rally. They're going to strategize and organize and make it pretty professional. But I cannot stop the struggle and the fight for justice for my grandson. He did not deserve what he got. I cannot live a peaceful day without thinking about what happened to my grandchild. He didn't deserve what he got. He was a beautiful person. He was my grandson. He might not be anything to you, but he was very special to me. I'll continue to struggle and fight for justice and for them to be held accountable for what they didn't do, to try to find what they needed to find to get his killers off the street. And plenty of fish, I want them too. Anybody that had anything to do with the murder of my grandchild, the disappearance and the murder of my grandchild. Whew. So I am only going to keep advocating this for those reasons. But the concierge are going to pick this ball up and they're going to run it to the top. And that's where I want it to go. I want accomplishment. I want to see something accomplished behind this. The blood, the sweat, the pain, the tears. We want justice. No answer, no peace. So please continue to stand. Please continue to come out. Please continue to get involved. And if you can, donate to his page. It helps us to get resources. Because grandma's not going to stop. I don't want the world to forget Marty William McMillan Jr. ever. Emmett Till, Marty McMillan William McMillan Jr. They killed my baby. And I want justice. And any other parent that wants justice, then stand with me. Stand with me.
comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need.
We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free,
As God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children.
we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Oh, there's a choice we're making, we're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
When you
brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. That guy. All right, did you hear what I said? There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me.
Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread.
And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children.
We are the one to make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
We
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better
So I will
day,
continue
just you
on
and
the
me.
struggle. I will continue to fight with the concierge and all the others that's going to become a part of this rally. They're going to strategize and organize and make it pretty professional. But I cannot stop the struggle and the fight for justice for my grandson. He did not deserve what he got. I cannot live a peaceful day without thinking about what happened to my grandchild. He didn't deserve what he got. He was a beautiful person. He was my grandson. He might not be anything to you, but he was very special to me. I will continue to struggle and fight for justice and for them to be held accountable for what they didn't do, to try to find what they needed to find to get his killers off the street. The plenty of fish, I want them to. Anybody that had anything to do with the murder of my grandchild, the disappearance and the murder of my grandchild. Whew. So I am only going to keep advocating this for those reasons. But the concierge are going to pick this ball up and they're going to run it to the top. And that's where I want it to go. I want accomplishment. I want to see something accomplished behind this. The blood, the sweat, the pain, the tears. We want justice. No answer, no peace. So please continue to stand. Please continue to come out. Please continue to get involved. And if you can, donate to his page. It helps us to get resources. Because grandma's not going to stop. I don't want the world to forget Marty William McMillan Jr. ever. Emmett Till, Marty McMillan William McMillan Jr. They killed my baby. And I want justice. And any other parent that wants justice, then stand with me. Stand with me.